Put some music on. Wow. Hey, hey. Sequence one. Sequence one. Daily is in a sequence 2. Change this to the day. Do we think this prediction's going to play out? Nope, we think it's going to drop. That's what we think. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. There's our current low. Is our high probability daily level. I'm going to have to change this music. Oh. So current daily, we've obviously broken down. We have if we are going to go bullish, we have a good probability that this is our low for the day, 71%. And if we're going to go bearish, there's a 66%. Let's put that on. In fact, what I might do is just increase the 10. Give us a more accurate figure. Ooh. How interesting. That one extra segment. Wow. Get our directional bias right. And we'll be okay. Hey, hey! Jazz. Interesting day, obviously after yesterday. Personally, if I had an opinion, we're looking bearish. And from what I've looked at, we look bearish. But, which is a big but, we are in a sequence 2. So, yeah. Obviously, you need to see everything aligned for that. Right now, the hourly, if we go and look at the hourly, we are bearish. And you can see that we've tried to go bullish here and then corrected. Our trend AI transitioned after our bullish run. Transitioned back to bearish pretty easily. Didn't take much to do it. And obviously we saw that trade play out, right? Beautiful trade this morning. I know some of the gang got it. Absolute cracking trade. Everything aligned. And it looks like obviously we've corrected up. And we could put that short in again, right? If we make it more fancy and actually draw a channel. Where is it? Where are you, channel? Never use them. Have I gone past it? What do you reckon? Channel, channel, channel. Where are you? Am I being stupid? Is someone shouting at me? Hello, Peter. What the hell is the channel? Ah, there it is. I'll do it proper. Oh, what's this? Oh. Let's see if we can break out this channel I just drew. Here, this is the thing now. Come up, over. If we come back under now, I see that drop. So what I've done is for the hourly, I've set it just to look at the first 2 hours of New York. So, or have I? Have I done it wrong? Yes, it will start on the next. It will start on the next hour. Yeah. So we should get a better price target. And then what I've done is I've added another stats pack, right? So this stats here is the daily stats. Here we can see our distribution levels. High probability, much lower probability. But this is our distribution zone, right? Take profit zone. Here's our manipulation. So obviously we can see when if we've gone bearish, we obviously had very little pullback. We have already taken the high, so if I go to the open, so you can see here's the open. So here's the high of yesterday. We've already taken the high and then returned to the open. So we have done that. Tick in the box. Taking a high and low, return to the open. Let's see. Obviously, we're on the daily right about now. We've got this is the daily candle, right? Nice big push up. Close up high. So this is our wick back down into the daily candle. Right now, obviously, if we were to go on up, this is a big daily fair value gap, right? If we're going to have a very, very strong bullish move, then maybe we might leave a gap. If we were to fill the wick of the previous day, where does it start? There. So there's our day. So there's the previous day's high. Right? So here's our full candle. So if we were to either come down through it bearish, obviously is fine, but if we were to go bullish, that would be a big gap, big fair value gap on the daily. So we have achieved our return to high. So we don't need to kind of worry about that too much. Hide that. We're starting to lose the channel. Should we just have loads of channel day? Should we just draw channels today? Should we make Friday a channel day? Welcome to Channel Friday. This is what we do on Friday. We got just a bit over an hour. The hourly stats are starting to flicker into a bearish sequence one. We're starting to drop under. Could be a possible good short. I do like this hour. This is my used to be my power hour. This is where I used to like trading. 1:30 to 2:30. I used to just trade this hour. I do have a mechanical system for this hour as well, which has a good win rate, but we're not trading that. We're not doing that. We are looking at this. So if we look at this current hour, right, so we're going to go at past. So we're here. There's our past hour. Starting to lose this amazing channel. For anyone who is new, I don't trade channels. What I do like is I like the kind of diagonal corrective price, like, so when we're bullish, often we'll correct down and then go up, and when we're bearish, we'll often just obviously correct up and then come down. So I do like, it's usually more of a trend line. I'll just put a line on to show. So like here, you can see, look, we correct down and break up. So when we're starting to have this type of correction after a move up, often that's a nice sign for me that we've got that continuation in price until we break down and then start correcting up. We'll see. Get into that zero line. We're way under on the 15 seconds. 30 seconds now gone under. 1 minute is about to. So if this is going to happen, we want to see that drop. Strong bearish on ES. Yes. I have verified my details already. Go away. No. Yes. Every time I do that now and go to another tab, it's going to ask me to do it, innit? Same trade on ES earlier. Nice sell. Absolutely perfection in our setup. Yeah, we break the low of the previous hour, so candle structure shifts bearish. We're red, the EMAs are under, trend AI's red, dynamic DP's gone under, the algo predicted above 70% probability of bearish. Sell, bang, low in the low quarter. Fucking great trade. They are what we want. They are what we wait for. We've got a little bit more of a way to go on ES. It's a little bit higher, but we are flipping that bearish, sitting into a bearish sequence. Just looks like it's struggling a little, hanging in there. There's the low of the movement up, right? There's the low of our previous hour. Want to see that go? We're going to go bearish. Hey, Lysol. Welcome to Channel Friday. We're just going to draw channels everywhere. With some jazz. Feeling better today. I was tired yesterday. I had to give myself a day off yesterday. I wasn't committed to coming on live. But I'm here. I've got a new plant today as well. Our bias for the day is a sequence 2 bullish. Yesterday, obviously, we had that sequence 1. We had that nice prediction that what type of price action do we get with the sequence 1? A runner. We do not expect return to the means on a sequence 1. I got 3 entries today. 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 up. -1 right now. Hope more good entries are coming. Me too, buddy. What were you trading, NQ? Do you know what? All the shit that's going on with... Yeah, NQ. All the shit that's going on with that prop firm. Oh, I don't even call them. Yeah. I just feel so sorry for some of the people that have been fucking done by the bastards. You work so hard to get your profits. You work so many hours. You put in all that hard work to get yourself there, and then they fucking don't pay you out. It's disgraceful. Have our pre-New York Red Bull. They're ready to go. So see, remember, we're starting to come under, so we're just looking a bit weak, right? Normally, we like with that other hour, we'll just fucking plummet when it starts coming together, right? There's our low. In fact, that's not quite our low. To the tick. Double bottom. Are we going to break this? Come back up into the channel? Remember, for the day, I'm going to keep reminding you. Apologies. I can't tell who's still here and who's not, so I have to keep repeating. Here's our daily, right? We've had this big move down. We're still sitting in a bearish. Doesn't mean we can't have a bearish day. Just right now, like we did yesterday. We don't pin our hats on it. We just wait for everything to come right. Oh man, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of people who have been burnt, and it's disgusting. Anything I'll say, you know, guys, if you've done it, you've got there, you can do it again. You can do it again. But it is it's demoralising. It's tough. You know, and then it's caused, you know, how many traders do you think are going to go on tilt today and trade badly and stuff like that with no fault of their own, just because of how they're feeling and the situation that prop firms put them in. Yo! Yo! Boo, boo. It's nearly time for me to drop my favourite dad joke. Been live for second week now. Oh. Oh. Let's not do that again. Wrong screen. Look at this, 15 seconds. We're bearish. I'm going to do my really contradict, like, but we're bullish. If we were to look at the last 5 hours, it's probably a good bet, right? We can see what we expect in this coming up to the half past. Well, obviously we've taken the low. 50-50 on the algo. Have we just started a new 5 hour? Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Nope. There we go. Big move down on the 5 hour. Hit target. Hit distribution level. So we have gone a far way. Obviously, statistically, bearish. I might need to increase the time frame. Let me just get them on the 15-second, that's why. Let me just increase the data. Okay. Off again. Go up again. On 10 minutes, just to collect more data. So 37% probability of a new low before the end of this 5 hours. But yeah. But yeah. That's right. I said it. But yeah. But yeah. We are coming to the end of the 5 hours, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is This is the last 8 minutes, right? So very unlikely we're going to put in a new low in this 5 hour. And then we'll get a new 5 hour. Whoop whoop. Where's our previous 5 hour? Which is there. So if we're talking about 5 hour candles, we have taken the low of the previous 5 hour candle. From an hourly point of view, obviously, there's that high. So we're coming up back into this. There's the previous low. So there's the wick. There's the thing. This is a fair value gap. So we've come up into that fair value gap. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, T-Bone got his payment denied as well. He was frustrated. Denied for a VPN. Doesn't even know what a VPN is. He's a technical granddad. But yes, denied for using a VPN. I think it's one of those rules that they can just pull out the bag whenever they want. Like trading with the same IP address. You are not allowed to go on holiday and trade from somewhere else. You are not allowed to take your laptop anywhere else and trade from a different IP. Bullshit rule. Do, 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 do. We working on some additional stats today. Hopefully, got a nice additional indicator coming. Adds value around everything we're doing. It's nothing. It would anything right now would only have to add to complement and add confluence to whatever we're doing. Like the return to the highs, return to the open, confluence to what we're doing. Obviously for the daily we have already taken the high and returned to the open. So, you know, no problem. This candle took the high of the previous hour and we haven't yet taken the low. We've got 5 minutes left. So I think that's going to be my first kind of indication. Obviously New York opening will give us where the markets want to go. Max Algo is leaning towards I would say, have a look. So 48% probabilities, so we're at 50-50 with our lows, so it's not giving us any advantage on the day to say whether we're more bearish or more bullish. Nothing on the statistics on this side. We still have a 98% probability of more highs, and you're in the way. I can't see. Bear me a second. And a 93% of new lows. So we will expect that one of those two is going to go, the high or the low. We have a high probability. What else have we got that's given us our potential for the day? Well, the only thing we've got is the algo. We're in a sequence 2. Higher time frames bullish. We've got a 78% probability of having a bullish day. You know, 78% probability of having a bullish day. We'll see. We'll see. HG. What's HG? It's going to kick myself. I don't know this. HG. Hydrogen gas. Copper. Silver. Dog. Yes. My only is this. Hanging in there above that zero line, right? See how we're coming up? Making highs. We've broken the high of the previous hour. If this can go red and we can drop under, then we do have a little bit of a correctiveness here as well. This hour's about to end as well in 2 minutes. Why have you retracted the dog message? Where did it open? We opened here, right? Where did it open? Well, it's hard to tell where the open is on that one. One of them. You meant to say doe, not dog. Just thought you were throwing random words at me, mate. Try to confuse me. What's HG? Dog. Never traded copper. Nice transition. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Bearish. Confirmed. It's a nice trade. See this corrective action? Corrective, corrective. Starting to slow down now. I mean, that's a lovely run. Just got to be patient. Wait for them. Cat. Corrective bearish on NQ. We get our new hour. What does corrective bearish mean? Means possibly a bullish hour. We are into our New York Open hour, and let's get our probabilities on New York Open hour. Bring it up. There we go. That means I've done something wrong. What have I done? Hours, minutes, filter by hour. Yeah. What have I done? Am I just being an idiot and it's there? Yes, I am. I am just being an idiot. Sorry, guys. Truth hurts. I am. What am I doing here now? Why? You idiot! Told you I'm an idiot. Fuck's sake. Right. Okay. There we go. Now it's showing. So we want 8 till 10 on the first 2 hours. Hey, here we go. Here is our New York. So this is based off of just sort of New York Open hour and into the next hour as well. So we're getting that average price moves. So here's our distribution for bullish, our distribution for bearish, and our manipulation and our distribution levels as well. Obviously got our daily levels, right? This is our daily level, you can see. There's our daily distribution. We've just come under, starting to mess around. Are we then going to go off to our bullish one, or are we going to continue down to our high probability targets? So we've just wicked the low of that hour, which is also that hour. It's the exact same low. Would have been a nice liquidity entry. Bing. We are... See how the 1 minute's come under here, right? What did this, when we came under here, what happened? Yeah. So we want to see that same thing. We got to about this level, right? Before we plummeted. Started to pump. And a little retracement. What I would say is, if this high goes, stupid channels, and now retract from having Channel Friday. They get in the way. So where we're coming under, if we take this high, then obviously that would give me more bullishness. We want to see a close below this low, and that we might see this play out. Right? Ooh, what's all blue? That's the trade we wait for all day. That is the trade we wait for. Nothing, no reason whatsoever not to take that trade. Bearish. EMAs, strong, under. Away we go. Great confluences. See if we can... See if the owlie can flip back bullish. Take a lot. It will take a lot. our higher time frame bias is always accompanied by what the current hour is doing, right? So if anyone was to say right now, right this minute, we're bearish, right? If it's going to go bullish, we'll see that change. Remember, we want to see if we're going to go bullish. We want to take this high. See if we can get a trade in. So right now, right, we are 8 minutes in to the hour. Segment 1 is almost over. We have a 97% right now of a bullish hour. To the tick for that high. Hey! So this is our... Remember, this is based on the volume. Price moves during the New York open hours. Significantly more than obviously normally, which is why I have that filter ready, so I can just turn it off for normal hours and turn it on for this specific hour. Right? Gives us a more accurate read. Our daily level is based over the most recent days, which I think is quite important because obviously it's looking at the volume, how it's been this week. So here's our levels based on the volume this week, right? So I'd say that's more important right now on based on that. Yes. What we want to see now is everything else confirm it, right? So obviously we've broken above that high, which is what we were marking out, right? Because we came under and failed to get that move down. We wicked the bottom, closed back above. We weren't showing that same conviction that we had here. It looked like that maybe we might break up. We now take this high. We're starting to go blue, so let's see. New York has a obviously as right, so it's obviously 10Q, but the difference between like the hourly data and the daily data is a day on NQ doesn't work like a day on a normal candle. So if you think about a normal candle, you don't have an event in the middle of that candle, do you? You don't have a huge volume event that kicks in that middle of the candle. Like, for example, if you had news that kicked in at half an hour, then you'd expect the high and low to be most of the time that news candle, right? So you have to think of the day as the same way with New York, right? The volume comes with the New York Open, so therefore, you know, it has a big impact on the high and the low of the day. So a daily candle is not the same as a normal candle in the way that it's structured, because it has an event in the middle of the day. Weekly is different, right? Other than if you have specific news days. But if you had like very low volume news days all week, so I think if you're doing weekly analysis on the way that a week forms, I think you need to take out news days. because they are, or just highlight a specific news day, a news week, when you have news day the same week every time. So you've got the same news, CPI week, things like that. That's why the lower time frame data, like the hourlies and things like that, are great, because it's pretty consistent in volume and what's happening. Less uncertainty. Data stacks up better. A good day to trade a range system is orange speaker days. Orange FOM speaker days. Spent some time profiling news days. Orange speaker days can kind of go in a direction, but they tend to be, you know, come back on itself quite a bit and go back up again and come back on itself quite a bit. They're a good range day to trade. If you want a nice trendy day where it kind of runs a lot, we looked at that yesterday, and I forgot the name of the news day again. It is a where are you? PMI. PMI is a great day to get a nice trendy day. Remember, our daily candle is a sequence 2, so it is predicting a bullish day. That's the only thing that we've got. Kick me out. Maybe they saw my tweet and didn't want me in. Hey you. See if we can get back above this 0 line now. Got 15 minutes until New York kicks in. We are 16 minutes in. We have an early confirmation for the hour that this will be our low. It is early. We started the hour immediately with a nice prediction anyway. We'd already predicted a bullish hour. This is in our sequence for Lazy Boy, because these hours, just the sequence 1, can work very well in giving you a good push in price. Okay, so we still haven't taken... So we've taken the low of the previous hour, wicked it, come straight up. This is the high of the previous hour. This is the low. Boop, boop, doo. Any predictions for the New York Open, guys? What do you think? Is our Secrets 2 going to play out? Are we going to have our bullish day? Our Open? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Our Open is all the way up here. We've got a long way to go if we're going to go bullish. Obviously, we are more bearish today, but still. We've obviously seen this nice move down. This was a great trade. Then we've come to do the same thing again, that continuation after the correction in price. We've remained strong bearish through the entire time, and then we come under the zero line here, fail to continuation that move. We then take the high. So if you look at this where we did that here, we did not take the highs, we failed to, and then we continue that drop. So right now, looking like we could come back over that zero line. We have a 50-50 on the day for our high and low. This is our daily low. This is our daily high. And right now, 44% probability that the high is in, 44% probability that the low is in. We're open. No statistical advantage at the moment for the high and low of the day, and that's because we have New York. Other pairs act slightly differently, especially in the FX, in Forex. Some pairs are not affected, obviously, with USD, and therefore that most volume comes in the morning. So very early on, we'll get our high and low, and that will form more consistent with our hours and where we expect to see the high and low for the rest of the day. Boosh. So obviously we started this hour straight away with a good prediction, 991 candles, 97% probability of closing bullish. Came down, failed to close below. We come up, we've already taken the high in segment 2, so again more probability for this to be our low for a bullish hour. So we are setting up. New York can do what the fuck it wants to do because it's New York, but we are setting up for a bullish hour. I'm feeling better today, not as tired. I'm not going to be making the same mistakes as I made yesterday. I didn't make many mistakes, mainly just traded before New York when I don't trade before New York. Or should I say I can trade before New York but I don't hold it through New York. Yo, yo. So here's our predicted targets for this hour. They're pretty big. Obviously, if we can come up here, we can take the high. And there's our low. Here's our manipulation areas. If we see this high go now, then we have a 65% probability of that low being in. T-Bone's here. T-Bone. If he comes to do some back testing and chill. Have my jazz music playing for you. New plant. New plant. Don't like it as much as the other plant. Yeah. We did announce that today was Channel Friday. We were going to draw channels. It started to annoy me, so I stopped. I feel like I should have carried on. We were just drawing loads of channels everywhere, right? Yeah, this one, this one. Got sell signal, buy, sell signal on CL. Let's go on CL. It's going to ask me to refresh. Then it's going to change to MNQ. Bear me a second, guys. Stupid trading view. Move. Not enough. Oh. It's a nice signal. Copper going bullish. Corrective bearish on copper. 98% probability of closing bullish this hour on copper. No gold. You're going to make me refresh. We get a buy signal. This is a lazy boy. I've just been kicked out of my thing, and I don't trade before New York Open. So I will not be taking the trade. But let's put our stats on. Oh, 65% probability for this one. 65%. Low. I'm just going to go up the time frames, just collect a little bit more data on that one. Let's just go up to the 5 minutes. Ooh, drops 58%. 10 minute. 60. I'll take the 60. So this is based on this next 2 hours, right? This isn't all hours. This is just specifically the next 2 hours. That's why the volume's higher on our targets, right? Because it's about New York Open. You would expect the data to be slightly under than the traditional, purely because volume of New York kicking in. If you're wondering why this is different to this is because it's based on 2 hours. And because it's only 2 hours, there's less data. So I went up the time frame to the 10 minute, collect more data, give me a more accurate figure. GG to anyone who wins this trade. Congratulations. GG to me for not taking it. Keeping to my rules. Remember the daily is a sequence 2. Yeah, it's just because the data is less. So I'm going to use the 10-minute time frame data because I'm only using, because I'm filtering by 2 hours. There's less data, right? Because obviously on the 1 minute it's got all the previous hours. So when I'm filtering by a specific range, a specific time, right? Then really I need to be going up the time frames. So I need to be using the 5, the 10 minute to select. No, because it's based on the trading view look back, right? So it's all these candles. You've only got the 1 minute candles. That's why we use the algo on the 1 hour, because there's more 1 hour candles. So I like to use, I think for New York, it's better to kind of use that specific 2 hours for the targets especially, and the data, because of that volatility, because it's such a unique hour, 2 hours, because obviously it's half past. So I'll leave that filter there, and then just at this period I'll filter them too, and then go back to unfiltered. But yeah, so if we go back up to the 10 minute now, you can see we're up to now 79%. Yeah, we've just done another segment. It'll load. Here goes New York. Let's go. Very happy. Yep. Yep. To the moon. We do have our 1 day. So we don't bank everything on it. Nice trade. Nice trade. But everything right there, if you've been with me since the beginning, we talked through this entire thing. Showed how this was given as weakness, what we should have done, how we failed to do. Then we took the high, which is given as bullishness. The daily is saying that we're supposed to go bullish, right? We're way down. This is the open up here. So if we're going to go bullish, we need to come up. Doesn't mean it has to, but you know, we were leaning towards starting to see that bullish action kick in. But we obviously want to see that the hourly switch as well, and give us that continuation. And then hopefully we can come up, if we are going to go bullish, and take these highs. But we'll see. It's very early in New York Open. How often have we seen ourselves come up and come down? But this is a nice crossover. As we come over that zero line, we get that nice pump. As you know, these are my favourite trades. That's what that one is there. Cross under. Choo-choo! They're my favourite. Ah, I love them. Congrats, 80 ticks. Winning. I'm going to put a winning thing in here. What? No. Ching, ching, ching. Let me just see if I can fix this, guys. Might be a second. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to zoom in on the hourly. We're still looking at the wrong window. Hang on. I'll fix it. Or not. Ain't gonna be able to fix it. Bear with me 2 seconds. Weekend can begin now. Yes. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Good morning. Yes. Yes, we are enjoying the algo. We are. We enjoyed the algo yesterday. Played out. As we get a typical, quite high probability of having, like I said, on a sequence 1 of those days where we just keep going. Sequence 2s can be a little different, but let's go back to our 1 hour. We started the hour with a 97% probability of a bullish hour, as well as these other confluences that we just spoke through. Boom. Right, let me just log in my account. So just give me a second. Let me just put in my passwords. Unless they've kicked me for bad-mouthing them. I'm back, hang on. Oh, I don't know which one it is. There we go. Do 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 do. Not letting anyone copy me. We're up 800. Let's do some trailing. Sneaky. Normally I'd have taken a bit of profit here, but just in case we moon. Just in case we moon. Stopped out. Oh, probably was it just a bit too tight. Never mind. Nice profit. Recuperate any losses we had yesterday and put ourselves back up for yesterday. GG. Probably should have stayed under that one. Thanks, bud. I just went too tight with my trailing. I should have just stayed below. Giving it a bit of room. And look at that. Well done, everybody. Let's go again. We still have a 73% probability of another high. We want to see it push up to our distribution levels. We have already hit the high probability, right? This is like 60. Well, let's have a look, right? Let's have a look at the data. So this level, which is our 50% level, you can see when we've been bullish during this 2 hour, this is just for the New York Open, right? There's a 73% probability of that level being hit. And we have a 21% probability of price hitting this level. So statistically, we're not likely to hit this. This is our most probable area, which we've already hit. So if you are trading a reversal, this is giving you that kind of like possibility of price might not be able to extend. However, I am not suggesting price is going to reverse. I was trailing because I don't think price is going to reverse. We have a daily sequence 2. Doesn't mean it's going to play out, but very bullish, could do. We have failed, you know, obviously we've still got to come all the way back up here. We've come most of the way, right? We've come back to our daily open. Right, there's our daily open. So if we're going to have a bullish day, we need to be above this, right? So bullish day, we have to go higher. But we have returned back to there. That trade that I was on was always kind of goal to get to there, and I was just aiming to kind of come take these highs if we're going to have a bullish day. Doesn't matter. Good profit anyway. I take it. Channel Friday. Where we do all our technical analysis with channels. That's right. See this channel here? We broke out of this channel here. Had it on an MNQ. Yeah. We're 43 minutes in. During our hour, we can have a look at what the data looks like, right? So let's have a look at how this hour looks, these 2 hours. So we've got 6. Let's go up to the 5-minute chart, just pull in a little bit more data so we can see if we're bullish. In the last segment, segment 6, which is 8 minutes yet from even coming, there's a 47% probability that the high comes, right? So during this New York hour, we still have high probability in the last two segments that we put in a high. Same thing with the lows. The high is currently in segment 1, 2, 3. It's in segment 4, broken out of our channel. So segment 4 is here. So 13% probability that when we've been bearish, that's been our high. Not super. Obviously for bullish, we don't count bullish. Our current bullish is in segment 1, right? 45% probability we get our low in the first segment during this hour. So definitely that's why we are statistically more likely that we have our low. Statistically we are more bullish. Remember, this data is based around New York, not every single hour. It is just around this hour and the next hour and how things form. So it's a good indication. That is a big candle back. But you can see, obviously, we come up to our high probability target. If we increase our data, so we collect more data now on this particular hour, you can see how that is even in terms of where it is. Come up. That's our high probability target, 70% of the time. Right, let's show our means table. Oh, you can see as the data goes up, there's a 59% and only a 10% probability of hitting this. Let's have a look at our statistical data. 64% probability that we still have a high. Let me just increase the number of segments, get a little bit more accurate. 57% probability that high is yet to come. Will it shoot back up and take the high? What do you think? What do you think? I do love trading with the data. Do love it. What do you reckon, guys? We're going to retake this high? Or are we going to reverse? Check the lower time frames. 15-second is not under yet. 30-second. I think we'll take a new high. Looks that way. Pumping up. When you filter by hour, your mean lines disappear. That might be that the hour you're filtering out the hour that you're currently in. In the video where I talk about this, you have to use, it's based off of the exchange. And the exchange is an hour out. So if I want to look at 9 till 10, I need to go 8. Right, so if I go up to 9 now, you'll see my lines disappear. If I go back, there you go. You can see it's starting at 8. And at 8 till 9, you can see we're just looking at the first half an hour of New York Open. That's why I have the 2 hours. Hope that helps. What the hell is this price action? It's I mean, statistically perfect is what it is. If we take this high now, mwah, we come back above the zero line, we get a bullish signal, we have a sequence 1 of corrected bullish and 90% probability of being bullish, you know, tickety tick, tickety tick. Good afternoon. We've got a sequence 2 on the daily, remember? Keep reminding you about this daily. Strong bullish. Woo woo. Will it play out? Obviously, to be bullish, we have to be above the open. Doesn't mean we have, you know, like sequence 2s can be a little bit more messy, especially when we've had such a large sequence 1 candle. Which is why you don't hear me talking too much about how price can print during a sequence 2. Yesterday you heard me go on about that a lot. Sequence 1, we can get very hard pushes. Sometimes we'll just keep going and you won't get any of those pullbacks, which is exactly what we got yesterday. We just trucked on going. When we came down here, we showed that weakness to the downside and broke the high. We were expecting that bullish action. We've run our last segment. This is the highest probability place where we get our highs, right? This is our distribution, 10-minute segment. Well, last 20 minutes is really the distribution. That's where price puts in its movement towards the right direction it wants to go. Can we take those highs? Let's go. 15 seconds, probably flip now as well. Let's go back to the hourly. Algo has not flipped once. We have been, since we opened, with the same prediction. And then all the confluences just started stacking. Ah, I'm on the 15-second algo. No, no. Way too fast. Let's go on the 15-second chart. Let's see what this does now. We have flipped on the 15-second. Is it going to go flat? Start heading back down towards the zero line? Or can it level itself out for some continuation? We're back in our Friday channel. Struggling with that midline. I do not trade channels like this, just as an FYI. This is just a bit of fun for Friday. We've got 8 minutes. No? I just fixed the alerts. I just fixed the alerts for sequence 1 and made sure that the algo didn't break. That's all. Just doing my job. Cool. Right, I'm going to have to refresh this chart and load. Bear me a second, guys. Let's load gold. It's the last chart we should have to load. The daily. fancy me some downside. Let's see. So we got CL. Has gone bearish. Obviously we transitioned here overnight. Some nice trades down. It's a nice trade. Ah. For God's sake, trading view. Oh, it stayed. I haven't had to change it. Here's your USD. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Bearish. Market structure goes. Sell signal. Crossing the zero line. Yes. That's what we look for in our trades. Beautiful trade. Beautiful. Feels sad that I missed that. But we got our NQ trade, so that's not be too sad. Absolute beaut. We're having a pattern. We got an inverse head and shoulder. How do I do this? Is this right? Neckline. Whoa! That means we've got a statistical target, guys. Just call me Coins Kid. I'm going to confuse people, aren't I? This is not how I trade. We've got 3 minutes to put in our new high. We've got inverse fair value gap, if anyone trades those. Zoo, do you see the look back I did on BTC posted in Discord? I haven't, mate. I've not seen it. I've not seen it. I've had my little girl today. Been with the baby. So I haven't really... Okay, finished with the baby and came straight on for you guys. I'll have a look. Now. No, I've only got 3% battery. Better do it quick. No. Nice, Alexandra. I like this reading of price. I like that kind of... Makes sense, this type of price action. I like it. Boo, boo, doo. Where is it? That's what Max Algo's here for. Confluence. Should call it the Confluence Toolkit. Can't quite come up with a name for it. Where did you post it in the Discord, bud? Crypto chat. Crypto chat's got to be crypto chat. No? Yeah? Oh, is this the Pi Cycle top? We're going to have to do a crypto, a higher time frame crypto bit, aren't we? We're going to have to go on and see if we can find like settings for Bitcoin, all that kind of prediction side of things. We're going to have to do that. Mental note. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in it. I like it. Very interesting. Yeah. We didn't quite get our high in the last segment, which obviously we were looking for. But we open the next hour with a very, very pumpy. Now, obviously, our probability drops. We're still corrective bearish. So we haven't yet flipped to an hourly bearish, an hourly bullish. Look at Trend AI. Is it news candle? We are not showing any weakness yet. It's always later on. Like most, like, there's always a great trade around here. And then we get into New York and we get, and then a few hours play out, and then there's another great trade. It's like annoying. But obviously, if we're going to go bullish, remember we need to come above the daily open. So I'm still thinking. So right now on the daily, there's a 51% probability our low's in. Still too early to call anything. I don't know, gang. Still very bearish on our Trend AI. Very conflicting at the moment. I don't know. How did I come up with it? It's a secret. Let's see whether the 30-minute transitions gives us a little bit of a heads up on the hourly. If the 30-minute can transition into a bullish sequence 1, then maybe that'll push the hourly through. Like I said, guys, we're working on a additional confluence that adds into everything we're already doing. It's nothing way out there. It continues to add to what we're currently doing. Just another statistical edge that will give us. We've got a lot of statistical edges, right? We've got our retracement data. You'd have to have another window. Yes, you can have 2 different algos running, but obviously if you had 2 windows, you could have the hourly, the 30-minute, the daily. Yeah, absolutely. Just like I'm running 2 different stats, right? This is my daily stats. Here is my daily levels. There's my manipulation level. There's my distribution area, right, for the daily. Yeah, and that's based off of probably be what, the last week on the minute chart. So that's based on the volume, typical sort of movement in the day to give you those levels. And then obviously you can add on your mean move and pullbacks data, and it'll tell you the percentage probability of these levels being hit. So we got our daily levels, and then we zoom down and we've got our hourly levels. Our hourly level is filtered to the first 2 hours of New York, so this data is only being pulled in. So let's go up the time frame and collect some more data. There we go. So that gives us our manipulation level and our distribution zones. If we're going to go bullish, this is the average in these 2 hours that price pulls back for a bullish candle, and this is the average that price pulls up before going bearish in these 2 hours. You can see those change now because we have less data, so the level that we had originally is better. This is our daily distribution level. Now before we act on anything, obviously we wait for our hourly data to help give us that directional bias, right? Because right now we are coming down, so we want to see our statistical advantage, taking this high. Failed to close low, failed to close below the low. Here's our previous hour, let's add that on. Now we like to have our previous hour market structure. There's our low. There's our high. We don't care about that. I don't care about that. You might. That's fine. So we can see obviously when we broke down, this is where we broke down from, we still haven't yet come up above there. So we've just come into, tagged into the zone, if you like. I do like the kind of correctiveness, but we'll see. 15-second goes under. .30-second is coming down. Remember, Trend AI has stayed bearish all through this. It has stayed bearish. When we have a very, very strong trend like this, obviously it's above 70% of all bearish volume. It's going to take a lot for it to get back to just being bullish. And when we have kind of more normal days, it generally means that we expect price to return bearish, unless we see it start transitioning, right? Unless we start seeing the weakening of the trend, like we saw here, yeah? Bullish, no weakening of the trend. Now we start starting to get that weakness. Now we start transitioning. Now we start into a bearish weakness. Now we get very strong. And even though we're bobbing about, we are expecting price to give us that drop. We wait for it. Crosses down. Algo gave us high probability, 80%. Bang, bang, bang. And that's our trade, right? We wait for these trades and don't worry about these. With that low going now, that gives us a statistical advantage of a bearish hour. Not a huge statistical advantage, but not even a slight advantage yet. There's a 45% probability that's our high, so we haven't yet got an advantage. We are just there. See if we can go back bearish. Right now, yeah, this is our low for the previous hour, so we're inside of our last hour. So we went bullish. Did not take the, we did just wick the low. That's funny because on MNQ, because I was charting MNQ, we didn't take that low. So on MNQ, we actually just took the same level. We did not wick it. That's interesting. And then obviously again we came down and wicked that level again. That's why you should trade NQ on the chart. That's why I should have NQ on the chart. Remember, the algo runs off the chart time. So obviously if we want a lot of data, so that's why we have a separate window and we run it on the 1 hour, because how many 1 hour candles do we get on the 1 minute chart? Not that many. So we use a 1 hour chart so that we get every candle is data for us. So obviously, like if you get 5,000 candles on a chart on your look back, right, on TradingView, that means the algo is looking over those 5,000 candles and giving you every time that sequence happened. So you can see obviously right now we've got 553 times that this sequence came about. I'll get the yawns. Hope I passed it down to you. Who's yawning? Did I send a yawn to America? We used to do it at work. There was We used to sit at work and we'd go, ah, and just watch the rest of the office all start yawning. The contagious yawn. Stupid game, but still fun. Try it at home. Have you got someone sat round near you now? See if you can get them yawning. Come on. Someone put something in the chat that I just made you yawn. Right, 14 minutes in. Oh, brilliant. No, Herman. No. What you want to look at, Herman, is if you go into the stats, right? Go into the table. And this is just going to blind everyone. And you can see the data, right? Now this will be built so that you have this done for you. But this is showing you the statistical probability of the continuation, right? So what is the probability of continuing to a sequence 2 after a sequence 3, all that type of thing, right? So we know obviously when we get a sequence bullish, for example, in the higher time frame, there's like a 73% probability of continuing on in that trend, right? Because every trend has to change. What you're seeing is the algo being in the potential switch point where we might then switch back to our sequence. We use the other confluences to kind of confirm the expectation of the algo as well, right? So, for example, if the algo is confirming bullish, but our hourly confirms bearish, and the rest of our data confirms bearish, then it's like conflicting of confluences. Depends on the sequence that you've got, right? But predominantly, and it depends on the strength of the market and what volume we're currently sitting in the market, right? So, like you saw on the last hour, we didn't even flicker, not even a question. But we're starting to come back down, right? So we're corrective, and when we're corrective, we have to come out of corrective at some point, right? So now we're starting to see that potential switch bearish, which means we'd go from corrective back to bearish. So you're starting to see that potential confirmation of that happening. This is why you have the multiple confluences in line. Yeah, no worries, bud. It's like you know, a stacking of confluences. It's like this is bullish, this is bullish, this is bullish. Algo's bullish. It's a confluence. In the same way you might add, you know, when we get a 4-hour market structure shift, the first fair value gap that shows on the 15-minute time frame is a 65% probability that we are going to go. It's stacked. That's one confluence, and then it's the stacking of the confluences. So it is exactly that. It is a confluence. The algo is a confluence to what can happen, like it was yesterday, right? We didn't bank on that. That's it. Price is going to just go straight up. It was a potential, you know. If this is what can happen when we get a sequence 1 on, we can have that really strong price action where we don't come back. Obviously, if that's going to happen, that means that the daily needs to, the hourly needs to stay bullish, right? Which is what we did. We just kept putting in those bullish highs and we just kept on going. So that's kind of like the confluence of why the daily will play out like that, is the lower time frames. No worries, the difference between bearish and corrective bearish. This is bearish price action. This is your bearish candle. Yeah. Or bearish candles, should I say. It's probably better. Having that as a few candles. And then this is your corrective part. Where generally then we get a continuation. Of the bearish price action. Or we fail to go down and then flip bullish. Right, so when you're bearish, you expect the algo to switch to corrective bearish. When you're corrective bearish, you have two outcomes. You can go you can go bearish again, continuation, or you can correct bullish. When we're bullish, what do we expect? We expect at some point to start having a bit of corrective price action. Right? Do, 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 do. This is your... So the algo is defining the type of... Like, what type of price action potentially you should be seeing, right? So we're bearish. We then start correcting, right? So we've had this move down. We then start correcting. And obviously we're still in a corrective, bearish, you know? More messy price action, more choppy. This is bullish, right? This is corrective. This is bullish-ish. And then this is corrective. But obviously we transitioned into a bearish phase, which gave us that expectation of this. And right now we're not showing any signs of any signs of being able to flip bullish. Yes. All in due time. Indeed. All in due time. What I would say, Herman, is that if you look at the probabilities, you can see what sequence where the continuation starts to drop off, where the probability of getting a next sequence drops off, and that gives you a kind of good potential. But again, the problem with that is that it all depends on the type of price action of the higher time frame. So actually, my like I've just defined it into higher time frame bullish and higher time frame bearish. But realistically, what I could do is if higher time frame corrective bullish, higher time frame corrective bearish, higher time frame bullish, higher time frame bearish, so that you've got the again what sort of higher time frame price action you're in as well. 27% means there is a 27% probability of price closing bearish. Yeah. We're working on an additional confluence to the well, it works for pretty much most things really, but the hourly daily, all different time frames. So we're working on that at the moment. Trying to get that out for next week. That we'll see. It's all part of kind of like this continuation. And then obviously we're going to go through a kind of spruce stage where it won't be about additional things. It'll be about just improving the look and the usability of everything. So we're going to go through a period of just making everything look nice, making everything easier to read, easier to look. But I want to do that with the dev. It's probably the bit I find hardest to do. It's all the look and feel. But yeah, Enigma indicator. With 100% win rate, that would be nice, right? It'll be nice when I can figure out to combine both the algo and the signals for some look back on data. But all part of Max Algo, yeah. Everything that's coming is just all part of Max Algo. All part of Max Algo. So if we're going to close bullish, we need to close above this line. If we take this low right now, obviously that's given us that high probability of our high. We've got conflict of confluences. We've taken the previous candle high. That gives us a bullish indication that we're taking highs. We have got bearish in that we are currently bearish, but we aren't yet to go under the zero line, so still potential. You can see that we're coming up nicely on here, that we're coming up, making highs, right? So I would expect this to try and have at least, if it wasn't going to do it, at least another go. But it doesn't have to. This is bearish. Hasn't flickered yet. No weakness on this yet. So we've got mixed signals. Let's have a look. So our daily, just going to go up the time frames just so I can get more data for the daily. We still have a 96% probability or 90% probability of a high and low to come today. Right there now sitting at 50-50 on the high and low for the day. So our daily, we haven't got any real statistical advantage yet on the daily. We can have a look at some higher time frames. See what we see. Six-hour might give us it. Let's have a look at the 6 hour. Six hour in 6 segments. Gives us an hour per segment. So statistically right now on the 6 hour, this is our low. trade everything manually. Yeah. Mainly because I was Apex and you weren't allowed to trade automatic, so everything was manual. They have now changed that, haven't they? That rule's now changed. You can trade automation now on Apex. Is that right? So on the 6 hour, we have got a 92% probability, but this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one more hour after this, right? So let's go up to the 30-minute chart. Yes, sir. Let me just finish this 6 hour. So we're in segment 5. So if we're bullish, there's a 35% probability. So we don't have huge distribution at the end of the 6 hour. 27%. We're currently in the other. Currently in the segment. So we're in between. Obviously, on the 10 hour, it was about 50% probability of a new high or low. But what we do have is a very, very high probability of the high and low already in. So I would say for the next hour and a half, that is our low. So we're not expecting that to go till the end of our 6 hour. Let's look at ES. Come off copper. Still have ES down here. That's fine. Oh! Punished again for not looking at ES. ES looking very nice. Super clean. Even before the open light we come up, right? Nice correction. Up above. We are still corrective. So we haven't yet flipped, but you can see the weakening now, right? See how we're starting to weaken? That trend is starting to flip. That'd be nice. Oh, stupid trading view. YN's been super bullish all the way. Big flick down. We're in a sequence 1. That would have been a nice trade. The daily. Daily's in a sequence 2. You know, 80% probability of being bullish today. With the algo as well. I think they're all in sequence 2s. ES. YM. Yeah, we're in a sequence 2. 79% probability being bullish. Playing out nicely. We're way above the open, as you can see. Smashed it. This is what we were kind of looking at for NQ. Is our opens up here, right? So let me just hide our data. Get our return to open again. So you can see here's our open. So if NQ is going to be open, we need to be above. If it's going to be bullish, we need to be above this level. But NQ is struggling. Look at ES, look at YM. It's flown already. So, yeah, NQ is going to be interesting. Gold, starting to break down. That's a pretty strong pullback for what is a little flick. You're in Euro. Just want to have a look at this returns data. So that's fugly. How stupid are you? Let's go back as far as we can. So here's our low with the previous hour. No. There is our low with the previous hour. You can see we took that, and you can see that when we take it in segment 1, there's a 70% probability of return into here. So it might just be, let's just see if we can just tick that off. Now, obviously, statistically, you're in segment 2 for our hourly data, right? So it's 1 hour, yeah, perfect. What have I? We're about to go into segment. We've already done. We're already in segment 3. So 20 minutes is up. So if we're going to go bearish, we would expect to have a the only thing I don't like is the lows here as well in 17 minutes. Let's just increase the data. Just going to go up time frame. Right, I've got 338 candles now, so more data. Each segment is 6 minutes. So you can see that in the first 12 minutes for Euro, we have a 40%. Our highs are in our segment 2. There's 15%. So if we're bullish, sorry, 51%, 13%. So you can see this low here is at 16 minutes. So 6, 12, 18. It's in segment 3. So when we're bullish, there's an 8.2% chance we put our lows in at that level. But you can see here we have our high in segment 2, which is a 15%. So right now, that gives you that our highs in segment 1, which is 48%. So this is giving you that statistical sort of head to say this is our high, right, for the hour. Still an 88% probability of new lows. What do you reckon? Right? %, if we are bearish. Algo's predicting we have a 78% probability of being bearish. Pray for you. Let's have a look at the lower time frames. 15 seconds. Stay below that 0 line. 30 seconds looking nice. Hasn't yet come up. Only one I don't like is this. Yeah, we failed to come lower, but you know, Statistically, you've got data on your side, Pickles. I'm saying, let's go. You are early. But it's just this low here. But then obviously sometimes that, you know, when we do this and we take it, you know, this low will just put in some more lows before maybe we come up and see some higher price action. So as we start heading into the last 20 minutes, this is usually where we get a lot of our distribution. So when we get our true direction of price for the hour of where it wants to close. So obviously if we're bearish, we expect price during this next 20 minutes to start pushing towards that direction and giving us that that low or high. We have come back up to the previous low, tagged it twice. Haven't reached the open, which is here. Have a quick look at NQ. I'm lost without my lines. So the open is here. So obviously if we're going to close bullish, we need to close above that level. We've still got 18 minutes, so plenty of time. ES. Starting to see that transition. We're getting that weakness, seeing price coming up. ES is looking good. YM. Sequence 1. What do we expect on a sequence 1? We expect our low in the first segment. We expect our high in the last segment. This is your day yesterday, right? Sequence 1. So if we're saying what does price action look like on a sequence 1, this is high probability of what price action looks like on a sequence 1. So when we're defining price, we're not just defining on probability, we can define on characteristics of that candle, not just a generic candle. And the candle, you know, the characteristics of a sequence 1 is low in segment 1, high in segment 6 on a bullish candle, very often. So when we get the data for the hourly, when we change that date, when we update it to have based off of a sequence 1, where do you see the high and low? You'll see the data change dramatically. You can do this yourself early as well. Go back, find all the sequence 1s. Right, where was the low, where was the high? Have a little look. Let's go and check out. Well, look, Pickles, we're going to just tag the open. Let's reverse and go. How many times have you watched me, mate, when it's held and we've got our distribution at the ends? Come on, we can do it. I believe. I mean, obviously this is the trades. Beauty. Beauty. Come on. Let's flip. ES is looking very bullish. Oh! if ES next hour or so can carry on, we might get a sequence one of a bullish hour and a bullish higher time frame. Could be a really nice pump coming on ES if we can flip this. If we can flip it. Hold on. YM has already given us a sequence one and is starting to go. YM could have a nice run as well today. Flip bullish, transitioned. There's your sequence one. Boom, started at this point here as well. Great trade, great opportunity. ES is the next one to see whether it can do it. Can ES do that flip? We've got 15 minutes left of this hour. Let's see. It's going to be close. NQ is just not showing the same conviction. Go on, Euro. Come on, Pickles. Come on. Drop. No. I'm watching UES. Here's our daily distribution level, right? Based off last week, this is where YM probably, I don't know, 60% probability of hitting this with YM probably, based on the last bit. That's it, yes. Come on. You've put in your high. Not quite in the last segment yet. Close enough, but still, keep going. NQ's just doing NQ at the moment. Get back down, Euro. Opens tagged. No, no, no. So we've fulfilled our return to open data, yeah? So obviously we had we had 70% probability because we took the low in the first segment of returning to the open. This is why this is a great great additional confluence just to keep in the back of your mind. If we can now flip and drop, that would be insane. Keeping our high in. I mean, obviously we're so close, doesn't feel like that's going to happen, I'm sorry to say, Pickles, but you've seen it do it. Let's hope, man. Come on, 15 second. Get down. Get down. I'll go as low as I can until I find some positivity. Everything's right. We need to see the 1 second go below the 0 line. Go on. We're going to return. You're going to smash that low. Come on, get down. No, no. Down, Down, down. Get down. Change again. Go on. Flip back. No. There are no settings on the algo. Just set to 1 hour. And then obviously you can use any candle time you want. That's it. Just the position you want it. No other settings other than the chart time you use, and then that gives you the prediction for that chart time candle. That's it. That's why we have a separate window running the 1 hour, just so we can get as much data. Come on, Pickles. I could give you the biggest virtual high five, mate, if this drops now and takes that low. Is everybody with me? I mean, we've only got 8 minutes, but doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Oh, hold in there. I can't watch. Don't you? Come on, this is so... Get down. Get down. Obviously, we've got that open vib. I want to see come down. We haven't got any open. Got this one. No. Ah. Just wick through. Yes. Yeah, I think that's for me as well. Seeing that transition. Transition complete. Sequence 1. Confirmations all together. And I think that's a good call. Pretty much what we've got here, right? Everything aligning. Beauty. NQ's just doing its inside candle. There's the high, there's the low. So we have an inside candle. We are now flipping bullish again. So we've crossed over. Again, the prediction for the day is bullish on NQ, which means we have to close above the open. This is the open line. So if we're going to finish bullish today, we want to go above. Remember our 6 hour gave us that this was our low for the 6 hour. We have good probability of taking this high for the 6 hour as well. We have distribution at the end of the 6 hour. 34% probability we take this high in the next hour. Nice bit of correctiveness. ES just needs to push a little bit more. We can get that flip. Come on, ES. We're still not orange. Need to see orange. Good sign is we just keep taking these highs. These wicks that other people, you know, like kind of look like we're going to drop. We just keep taking these, like these wicks here, right? Nice strong push through it. We just want to keep seeing them get broken. Or violated, as we say. Get violated. Look at that for your beginning of the hour. If you were looking for confluence and potentially where you could enter for a sequence 1, right? Or opportunity. It's a nice low risk. We expect our low in this area here, yeah? It's a nice trade. Five minutes. Come on, yes. Gold takes low. Obviously now we've taken that low. Still struggling to go down though. Even though we've come under. Obviously we're bullish on ES, CL. See you later. Right. What did we have? Sequence 1. Don't know. Possibly. Anyway. Nice trade. Nice transition on CL. Now we're bearish. We're expecting lower price action, and these sells are beautiful, right? Beautiful. That's what I get for watching ES. No wonder I've had no trade. Well, obviously I had the trade at the beginning when I got taken out here, right? So I was in here, trailed to here, got taken out because I was expecting that is what I was expecting. I was expecting that, and we got sideways. But still, you know, still a decent bit of profit. We got 1 minute left. And then I'm done. That's me out. And then obviously, you know, let's keep an eye on this. Hopefully we can grab a trade. But other than that, that'll be me done for the weekend. Let's just see what this new, once this minute closes, then we'll wrap it up. Take my 1 win into the weekend. This is the longest minute. Let's just flick through some stuff. It's not super clean. Oh my god, Enki. Right. We haven't yet quite flipped. Not enough yet. We are starting to see now we're going orange, right? We still have more probability of bullish. Still close to 70%, right? But not the sequence one that we want. We are very close to doing it. Very close to doing it, guys. So watch out for it. Could be a great trade coming. We'll see. Other than that, hope you've had a good week. Enjoy your weekends. I'll see you next week. See you later, guys. Just in case anyone wants to pick up the 10-day trial, you can do so. See you later. Take care, everyone.